Welcome back to the Taiwan Outlook. We're continuing our conversation with Mr. Lin Shiaw-Shin, who has been wonderfully an educator all his life. Mr. Lin, I know you've been involved in the educational movement in Taiwan, not only in terms of community universities, but also at different capacities. Would you share with us your experience in terms of being an educator, both in the U.S. and also in Taiwan?
Okay, yes. First, about 38 years ago,
yes,
when I was a graduate student in the University of Chicago,
yes,
and I was instrumental in funding a new science magazine called Science Monthly.
Okay, yes, that's been a very highly respected Science Monthly in Taiwan, especially for primary science education in Taiwan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it was founded in 1970.
1970. 1970.
Okay. And at that time, one of our main purpose,
yes,
of course, was tried to promote science education in Taiwan.
Yes.
And another is that we tried to organize or to call more students in the United States,
yes,
to help our society in Taiwan.
Okay, in terms of science promotion,
science
education,
promotion or other area.
Okay.
Because I major in science.
Yes,
so
physics. Yes,
physics.
Yeah.
So that's the only expertise I can.
You're too modest. Yes.
Yeah. So at that time, we think that we really can contribute to our society, even we still were studying in the graduate student.
Yes.
But we really find that we can help Taiwan, maybe. So we
founded that magazine, yeah.
And that magazine was founded by several hundred people.
Yes.
Several hundred graduate students,
yes,
and also including some scholars,
yes,
in the United States.
Yes.
And one of our purposes that we can try collectively, we may try to contribute something to our society in Taiwan.
Like you said, one of your purposes in terms of founding that monthly science monthly in Taiwan was to help build the base for science education in Taiwan, especially at the primary education level.
Yes.
And would you then share with us your observations about Taiwan's science education today? And it's been 38 years since the monthly was first published. But do you think that science education in Taiwan has become more deepened in the primary education, putting more emphasis on it, or has it stayed the same, or has been receiving less and less emphasis in primary curriculum in Taiwan?
Okay. In some respects,
yes,
it is correct.
Okay.
It is more more respected, or it has been developed or more deeply.
Yes.
But in other respects, I would say we still have a long way to go.
For example?
For example, in Taiwan society,
yes,
we don't think that the science, the
pure
science feature,
yes,
not pure science, the science feature or the science spirit, is not such widely held by all our population.
Okay. Right.
We are still too many. How to say? We are still too many myths.
Okay. There's too many myths.
Too many myths.
Yes.
Okay. Or we still don't. The rationality is not a real factor in Taiwan society.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You're not happy with it.
We're not happy with it.
Okay.
Because we found that the people in many different areas, of course, including political area, they are not very rational.
No.
And what our purpose for publishing that science magazine was not just to try to introduce or to give some scientific knowledge.
Okay.
We tried to educate our people to think or to behave more rational more scientifically.
More rationally.
More rationally, more scientifically.
Yeah, but like I said, the Science Monthly has been really a staple part for primary science education in Taiwan. I know for a fact a lot of students, a lot of the science teachers at the elementary schools in Taiwan also speak very highly of the Science Monthly. There's been that positive feedback, but other than the positive feedback that you heard, in terms of being the founding publisher of the monthly, what do you think? Currently, are the problems, the challenges, that as science teachers around the island, can really try to put their efforts into to try to widen and also deepen, the scope of science education in Taiwan?
Well, it's really very difficult problem. As I just mentioned, that the Science Monthly, of course, have some results.
Yes.
Some fruitful results.
Yeah, you also have a lot of articles and pictures in the monthly that are very life related, daily routines. So that's very receptive to the primary students in Taiwan. Yes.
But this magazine, Science Monthly itself, actually, right now is not so popular.
No, it's of course we have many other
because our society has been transformed.
Yes.
And more people are not very interested in those kind of basic scientific knowledge.
But that's where the irony comes in. If we have a decent science education at the primary level, and you're not happy with some of the progress that's been made or hasn't been made, but also at the same time, Taiwan's well-known, our economy is based on science production of a lot of high-tech industries in Taiwan. So that's where the irony comes in. Where do you think the gap is, the missing links, in terms of, if we can't popularize the notion of science or scientific thinking, how come we have an economy that's based on high tech?
Yes, the economy based on the high tech or the technology part.
Yes.
Taiwan has been great progress.
Yes, of course.
It is.
Yes.
But for the scientific knowledge, it still have a long way to go. The technical part is very easy to get improved.
Okay.
But the basic knowledge, the scientific knowledge, the rationality, such kind of such part of the science is not very easy to
overcome. But let me ask you: you spent about 38 years in the in the U.S.
Yes.
What are the experiences that you picked up in the U.S. maybe that can be used in Taiwan to help the notion of basic science, the spread of rational thinking, logical thinking in Taiwan today?
Well, of course, I think that education is although it is a very difficult road, but it is the most basic road.
Yes.
Also, in the recent years, I also instrumental, or I also get involved in the reform of the higher education. That means the universities, especially the so-called college education or the general education, or some people would say that the liberal education or liberal arts education.
Exactly.
And in this part, I also now I get involved. I spend more time in this kind of area. Actually, I also help to fund another magazine called
General Education Online. Yes. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes.
I mean, it seems to be a web-based, publication, but it's not, because you said that you actually come up with a periodical every month and things.
Yes, we also have a printing type
format.
Yes, we also have that.
Okay, and this is for general education at the university level.
Yes,
okay.
Because the higher education is such an important thing.
Yes,
of course, higher education is mostly is promote or taught in the university or in the college.
Yes.
So the higher education reformation is very important for almost all countries.
Yes.
In our country, our government is also very
the government is supportive.
Very supportive.
Yes.
But I find that the government supports higher education, the primary goal, or their emphasis too much on the on the area of the research.
Okay.
So when
there isn't enough a practical part to it.
Okay. The reform of our higher education is on the how to lift or how to improve our
But let me ask you, Mr.
research.
How do college or university students in Taiwan react to general education?
Well, to say it fairly, Ministry of Education also quite support or quite emphasize.
But how about the students?
But the students still not.
They're not
realize.
Putting high premium on general education.
There are several reasons. One reason is that most college students still think that
want to make sure they get a job. They get a good job when they graduate.
So the special course, special knowledge, special education.
They are not that important.
That's more important. The general education is not important.
Okay. I enjoy thoroughly as people at home about our discussion on Taiwan's community university. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next edition of the Taiwan Outlook on Macroview Television. Thank you.